What is going on, Weebz? Welcome to Trick and Treat. Neet here, by the way. I should have said that first. I'm fucking wrong. Anyway, I found this game on Steam and it's free, so I was just like, fuck it, might as well try it. So here we go. It's a visual novel or some shit like that. Should I read it? I don't know if I should read it. I don't want to. The sound of our steps combined with that of the occasional nocturnal animal is the only thing we can hear. It's terribly dark in this place. The dense vegetation makes it impossible to see the sky or light from the moon. Our flashlights are the only things that light up our way. At times like these, one begs to not run out of battery. We walk without knowing what we are really looking for, or better said, for no reason. Ah! We are just a group of boys bored with our lives, trying to create a lasting memory on this night instead of just staying home doing nothing. Today is October 31st, All Hallows Eve, better known as Halloween. 3 young men walked through a dark but up until now. Through a dark but up what? Nothing special forest. Me being one of them. We are doing it to prove our courage. It's too bad there isn't a girl here to see how brave we are. Seeing them like that, one could say that this is a meaningless effort. For a moment, I stopped to look at my watch. It's 1:49 p.m. It's 49 p.m. I'm sorry. That means we have been walking aimlessly for more than 2 hours now. I am sure that many people would find a place like this terrifying. But once you get used to it, the fear disappears, making it feel like normal. What makes us afraid of the dark is that we cannot know what hides in it, what lurks in the shadows. But this is clearly an empty darkness. At that moment, I sigh, feeling how tired my legs are. What is the point of being here? Clearly, we had already demonstrated what we wanted. It would be best to return, I should tell them. I was about to speak when suddenly the atmosphere in the forest becomes strange. Suddenly, a cold chill runs through my body. It was like any other chill, except it was not going away. For no reason, the air's temperature dropped from one second to the other, so much so my breath becomes visible, turning into the mist. It doesn't end there. The air is now filled with a rotten smell, just a little short from being unbearable. Images of worms and flies soon appear in my mind, giving me a really unpleasant feeling. We all stop at that moment. What's happening? I asked, confused, while turning to look at my friends. By the expression on their faces, it was easy to know that they were just as lost as I was. It was then that we heard footsteps nearby that did not come from any of us. We all got dead quiet after that. I don't know if it was out of fear or to check if it was not a mistake, but we stayed motionless like statues without making a noise. Just looking at each other's faces, wondering the same thing. What was happening? As if I could know. We heard the steps again. They clearly belonged to a human, or at least to a large animal. But there is something strange about them. It sounds as if the person walked dragging one foot. Just thinking about it made me shiver. Damn, why is this happening? It makes no sense. We should have returned home before, but now it's too late to regret it. I have the feeling that we are being stalked by someone. The strange footsteps stop, but I'm still feeling the presence nearby. I don't know where it is, but I know that it's looking at me. That cursed thing is looking at me. My heart is beating anxiously. It's almost as if my body was telling me to get out of there. But strangely, my friends seem unable to perceive it. It seems that it's gone. It must have just been an animal, said one of them, convinced we were safe. I would like to believe that too. We had a sigh of relief, however, bad luck would soon strike us again. Oh no, what happened? Unexpectedly, the forest becomes darker than before in just the blink of an eye. But that wasn't the fault of the forest, but of our flashlights, which went out. Oh no! Oh, you guys are dead! Of the 3, only one, mine was still working. What's going on? Did the batteries die? Asked one of them, scared, while they both beat them. beat them desperately as if that was going to revive them. Oh, the flashlights. Work! I can't blame them. The idea of walking in the darkness was not pleasant for anyone. But after a few moments, we had no choice but to resign ourselves to that. Once more, the sound of our footsteps was heard, but the silence is different now. My eyes hurt. We are not quiet because we have nothing to say, but because we are afraid. We continue walking despite the fear that invades us. Visibility is almost zero, but we have no choice. In theory, we were walking back, looking for the exit, but I cannot remember anything of this forest. We could be walking in circles and I would never notice it until it is too late. I hate the thought of it. I just want to get out of here. Suddenly my thoughts are silent. We hear footsteps of someone or something. Once more the three of us become statues, awaiting the presence to go. I hold my breath while feeling my heart beating anxiously. Damn. Get away from here and leave us alone! Unexpectedly, the steps are heard closer. This time they did not disappear, but rather come at us. I can't stand it. Desperately, I move my flashlight everywhere looking for the author of those footsteps, hoping for the light to reveal their identity and erase our fears. Nothing, nothing, nothing. Is that all there is around here? Just empty air? My anxiety grows with each failed attempt. I refuse to believe that it was a ghost. Suddenly, when I move the flashlight, I see a silhouette. I could not distinguish what it was, but for a moment the light revealed something. Quickly I point to the same place, only to discover it was gone. I hold my breath anxiously. It was not an illusion. I am sure that I saw something. It was then that I hear something nearby. Without even thinking, I aimed the light towards that place. What I found leaves us paralyzed with an expression of disbelief on our faces. It is a white cat with eyes of an intense red which stand before us. Her look is not the friendliness to say something. Somehow I get the feeling it's a female cat. Suddenly she lets out a thunderous meow that leaves us terrified. It sounded more like a lion roaring than a simple cat. The echo of her meow is heard throughout the forest, making it sound more sinister than it should be. It was then that suddenly an inexplicable force hits us three. I fall to the ground. Little by little my eyelids close. The fatigue becomes unbearable. Did you guys die? I lose consciousness on the ground of the forest without knowing what was going to happen with me. Interlude before the night falls. Okay. It is a day like any other, so normal that it was almost painful. The only special thing that would be said is that October 31st. Far were the memories when I was a kid when I went out with my friends to ask for sweets from house to house. Just remembering it made me sigh. I feel nostalgic. Some things were better when I was a child, or at least seems like that. There were some who had good costumes, whether of superheroes or monsters. My friends and I, on the other hand, had to use our imagination. Creativity was our costume. You could say, no matter how funny it could sound. I remember that my mother once painted red my face and told me, "You will be the devil." I remember that too. But it seems only she saw it that way. When we went from home to home, everyone said I was a tomato man. But those things didn't matter to me since we always had a good time. If I asked for candy now, even if I had the best costume, I'm sure no one would give me anything. Except perhaps a scolding for acting like a child when I'm 17 years old. But anyway, I can't stay in the past. I must live in the present no matter how little exciting that might be. I feel it, bro. I feel you, bro. Back to reality. Reality. We are a group of friends who don't have any plans for today. We're still not old enough to go to the disco. Why would you want to go to a disco? Exactly. And I doubt guys as us would have any luck in that environment. The other option would be to go to a party, meet girls, and have fun. Everything perfect except that nobody has invited us. Not being popular has its disadvantages. Hey Axel, let's have a couple matches. What do you say? My friend Steven called my attention while playing with the game console. Rush read, I believe That's what the game is called. Sorry, that took me a while to get. A fast and quite complicated fighting game for me. I would normally agree to play with them, but for some reason I don't feel in the mood today. I have no desire to play now. Alright, man. Get all sophisticated on them. I reply with discouragement. I almost feel bad for doing it. Boring. The AI is no rival for me, Steven said with confidence. That you're playing on normal difficulty does not help your argument. I don't feel like losing, but if you want, you can challenge to Alfred, I said, leading the attention to my other friend. I don't know how to play that, answered Alfred, doubting for a second. He is sitting behind the PC, but it seems that he isn't doing anything interesting. The screen only shows a lot of text. I think he is in Wikipedia. Hey, don't you have something more fun to do? I asked with discouragement without even thinking about what he was reading. Alfred looks at me surprised. The actual problem in society is that people are not interested in discovering their history. He was one of those pseudo-intellectuals. I said that right. Always looking for any rare information to appear smarter than others. Ugh. When we forget our past mistakes, we are doomed to repeat them, he added later. What are you talking about? This village is small and its story is not interesting at all. Nothing outside of the normal has ever happened in it. Alfred laughs mockingly after hearing that. Your ignorance is worthy of praise. He pauses, filling his chest with pride. The very fact it is a small town is the reason it's full of mysteries. Did you know that 20 years ago on this date a man disappeared? So, what about it? I asked without being impressed or even interested in the least. Things like that happen all the time in all places. As I thought, you don't know the history despite living in this very place, Alfred said while adjusting his glasses in an arrogant gesture. There is a legend behind the disappearance. That is what I was reading. Why do my eyes hurt today? After listening to him, I looked back at the computer screen with curiosity. It's then that I noticed that it was not Wikipedia but some other page. Come on, read this and learn a little, Alfred said, inviting us to read what was on the screen. Both Stephen and I moved closer to read it. Town of Abingdon, Oxfordshire Country, 1994. No, not on my year! I came to this town with only 4,000 inhabitants to support them in an investigation. Truth is that never in my life have I seen something this strange. I won't say your typical detective-ish nonsense that I have seen thousands of strange things in my life. I've seen many crimes, yes. Some difficult to solve, but all of them were human. Even if you don't know how they managed to perpetrate the crime, you know that they are people like anyone else. In this case, I don't think I'm able to say the same thing. Truth is that I can't understand what happened. I was called for the disappearance of a man named Matthew Graham. Graham, 23 years, single. The last time he was seen when he was returning home from a Halloween party. He had drank alcohol but was still sober. At least that's what witnesses said. Anyway, this is not something which can be explained with a simple drunkenness. He apparently got lost on the way home and decided to enter the forest called Oakwood. It had rained yesterday, so the ground was wet and muddy. We could easily find his traces, which were leading deep inside the forest. Apparently, he walked for 3 hours before stopping. I say stop, but the truth is we don't know what happened then. The tracks suddenly ended up in a clearing in the forest, and that's all. There was no evidence of struggle, no other trace, or pieces of clothing on the ground. There was no blood, no more footprints, or anything else. The depth of his last footprints and the position they were in indicated that he was still walking. No point, he stood still. It was as if he had vaporized in the air, with all his clothes, in the middle of his walk. Obviously, I can't believe such a thing, but I can't give another explanation. The only thing I remember is that near the footprints I sensed a faint smell of rot. However, there were no animal corpses nearby. It is ridiculous to think he suddenly started to decay and became Earth. In the end, the case was closed in just 3 days. With no evidence of any kind, we couldn't say anything but that he decided to escape from the village. However, while officially there was no more to do, I couldn't sleep in peace. Thinking about what could have happened to him took away my sleep. In my mind, I thought all sorts of theories, like maybe even everything was a plan developed by Matthew. But in the end, they all seemed impossible. I decided to investigate more on the issue. I searched the town for similar stories, and to my surprise, I found 4 more. All young men. The story was always the same. They walked into the forest alone, disappearing without a trace. Even more curious is that all of them disappeared on the same date, October 31st. But there is more. A detail that completely eliminates the possibility that there is a killer or a kidnapper behind this. And that is the separation of the years. Roger Bacon disappeared in 1924. Disappeared in 1867. Jason Black disappeared in 1831. And worst of all, Oswald Taylor disappeared in 1707. I don't understand that. It simply couldn't be possible. My curiosity led me to dig deeper. I thought that the answer may be in the past of the forest. It was then when I discovered that what seemed to be simple and boring forest actually had a great story. Before it was called Oakwood or Oaks Forest, the place was called Witchwood. The word witch was a huge similarity with witch. Taking it into consideration that is an old name and language changes over time, that indicates that it was the forest of witches. Apparently more than 400 years ago, the people of the village believed witches lived in the woods. Unfortunately, almost all the information is already lost. There were stories told in voice, without a properly written record. My voice hurts. I just know that with the change of religion to Christian, people stopped seeing the witches with good eyes and began to hunt them. The last one before her death cast a curse on the forest, which even today should continue to exist. Anyway, obviously I cannot accept something like that as the answer. In the end, I have no other choice than accepting that each one of them escaped from the village, using the legend of the forest to make it look like it was something supernatural. Interesting story. I didn't know that such a story was hiding in this town. I said, honestly surprised. Even if it is a lie, it managed to hold my interest. It's got my interest too. Holy shit. Wait, there's something more, Alfred said. At the same time, he scrolls to the comments. We read what is written there. A couple comments caught our attention. Both of them talk about some creature. At the time, they felt a horrible fear for what could happen to them. Well, the two comments share great similarities, but they could have been written by the same person. There are many others that deny it. Looks like many people went to the forest because of the legend, but couldn't find anything. I thought that you only read these things to look more cool before the girls, replied Steven as a joke. Alfred giggles with a little shame. Partly, yes. He admitted it. That was a secret everybody silently knew. Well, now we have an activity for tonight, Steven said at the same time, makes face overflowing with enthusiasm. What? I asked, completely lost. I thought we were just killing time. Simple, let's go to that forest, Steven replied without hesitation. He seemed really fascinated by the story. Are you insane? Said Alfred, unable to believe what he had just heard. You only need to look at his face to know he did not like the idea. Despite everything you've heard, you want to go? Of course. It would be a test of courage among us three, replied Steven, full of confidence. Perhaps too much, he should relax a bit. Don't tell me you're afraid. No. Why should I be afraid? Answered Alfred. At the same time, he folds his arm, making a false gesture of security. It's more than obvious that you are afraid, Alfred. Almost as much as when you have to talk with a girl. What about you, Axel? Don't tell me you don't want to come. Suddenly, Steven asked me at the same time, looking at me mockingly. Don't tell me you want to be the chicken of the group. I hate that tone of voice he used. I'll never give you that, I said without thinking, showing a confident smile on the look. Well, let's not say more. Take your coats, backpacks, flashlights, and some food. We are going to the forest, Stephen said, full of energy. Yeah! We three said it in unison, as if we were going to have some kind of private party, not really knowing what we were doing or what we were going to find. Ooh. 2:13 a.m. Alright, we're going to stop here. Cool. Alright, cool. Awesome. So yeah, that was Trick or Treat and Treat. Never mind, yeah, Trick and Treat. To be honest, I'm actually very intrigued about the story right now, so I am going to be playing more of this. I just don't want to make these episodes be really long, and then you guys just not like them, because there's no gameplay. It's literally me just reading. So yeah. Tell me down in the comments below if you guys liked it or not. If you guys want to try the game out, I'll put a link in the description and whatnot. So yeah. Thanks for watching. I'll see you weebs in the next video. Bye.
Get away, bitch! Wrecked! Bitch.